So I've never spent so much time on Twitter as I have in the past couple of weeks or so, and it's been awesome. I've made more friends on Twitter in the last 2 weeks than I have, like, the entire time I've been in Stockholm. Does that make me a terrible person? I don't think so. Basically, a friend of mine I've mentioned before, Robin, they introduced me to their friendship group online, which is mostly based on Twitter. And this started maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago-ish. And it's both exhilarating and terrifying. Something you should know about me is that I am socially confident in some situations and socially insecure in others. And usually it's a kind of either-or situation. I'm either confident enough to happily chat to a stranger about anything at all, or I'm socially insecure enough to want to leap out of a window to escape the awkwardness and my nervousness. It's a split, you know, I'm either or in a lot of situations, because I don't do things halfway. And this is a situation I've been in before at sixth form. So what happened then was 3 new friends that I made through 3 of the classes I was taking introduced me to their friendship group. This friendship group included Aiden, so, you know, it ended pretty well. And in the beginning, I was just a ball of nerves. I was shitting myself whenever I was with them. And I don't think I showed it at all. Like, I acted completely normal, but I was really, really worried about saying anything or doing anything inappropriate or, you know, anything like that, because these were people who had known each other in some cases since primary school, and they had a shared history that I didn't know about. And it's not like, I kind of wish you did. When you join a friendship group, you should be given like a cheat sheet. You know, these are the people who have gone out with each other. These are the people who are going out at the moment. These are the people who don't like each other secretly but pretend to, that sort of thing. You know, a sort of breakdown of the interrelationships within the group. That would be really handy. Unfortunately, you don't get cheat sheets like this. But yeah, the exact same thing is happening here. Like, I am new to this friendship group. They've obviously known each other for a while. They're really cool and relaxed with each other. And I'm just sitting in the corner like... And it's a bit scary, but mostly it's just wonderful because everyone is so freaking nice. Everyone's so charming and supportive and funny and loving. You know, they really genuinely care about each other. They love each other. They support each other. They're there for each other. And, you know, it's just a really positive atmosphere. And it's making me very emotional because friendship is magic, okay? And I really want them to like me too. But yeah, this ties into 3 other things that I'll just go through. So thing number the first, a fair few of them are younger than me, and it's just, you know, really reinforced in my head that age shouldn't equal, like, respect, if you know what I mean. Like, someone's age shouldn't have any bearing on how much respect you give them, or any bearing on their maturity levels. And this is a mindset that I'm guilty of falling into a lot, which is really stupid, really, because, especially online, you have no idea how old the people you're talking to are unless they tell you. You know, they could be in their early teens, or they could be in their 40s, or even older, you know? It doesn't have any bearing on, you know, how smart they are, or how mature they are, or how much they know, that sort of thing, because you get, you know, 40-year-old man-children who cry about stupid things, and then you get, like, 12-year-olds who are really informed and smart, and, you know, just, yeah. Maybe it's because I look back at, like, the way that I thought and the way that I acted when I was younger, and I just cringe with secondhand embarrassment because I was such a wide-eyed, like, moron a lot of the time. Yeah, it's just like a reminder to myself that I shouldn't be surprised when people who are younger than me are more educated and informed than I necessarily expect them to be, or, you know, more educated and informed than me. It's a really cool thing. And a really obvious thing. Thing number the second, quite a lot of them are genderqueer, and that is just fab. Those of you who don't know, that means that they basically don't identify with the gender binary of male and female, and genderqueer is kind of like, as I understand it, a catch-all term for everything that falls in between or outside those 2 boxes of male and female. I'm cisgender, which means that I identify with the label that I was assigned with at birth, the gender label I mean, which is female. I am female. You know, I'm all up with the she, her pronouns and stuff like that. And a lot of them have other pronouns that they prefer to be used in regards to them. You know, there are just so many gender-neutral pronouns out there. I'll put a few, like, across the screen for your viewing pleasure. As someone who's pretty into language, it's really cool to see them being used in real life as opposed to just in fan fiction, which is where I've pretty much primarily seen them being used before. But yeah, if you have any pronoun preferences, let me know and I will use them. Thing number the third. I don't want to hear any bullshit about how it's not healthy or anything like that for the majority of one's friends to be online, and how people should get out more and not spend all their time sitting inside on a computer. I don't want to hear it. Just don't. because different things work for different people. For instance, I've come to terms with the fact that I'm just not a massively sociable person in real life. You know, I have to work myself up to a real life social interaction, and it's tiring for me, and I enjoy it, I really do. And there are times where I like, you know, have moods where all I want to do is go out and party and drink and dance and have the time of my life. But the majority of the time, I'm just happiest inside in my pajamas with a cup of tea and my laptop. Because, like, the internet, for instance, gives me access to a lot of my favourite people, and, you know, I don't have to worry about dressing appropriately or anything like that. And most importantly for me, or one of the most important things, is that I can write. And writing is kind of the thing that I do a lot. Online interaction with people, for me anyway, isn't draining the way it can be in real life. I have to be really comfortable with people before I can interact with them and it not be draining. And that usually means spending a lot of time with them. So in a school environment, for instance, or when I live with people, like I've become completely comfortable with Katya because I live with her. So it's impossible not to be comfortable with her. And I'm comfortable with, you know, my boyfriend, and I'm comfortable with my best friends. But in general, it's tiring. And also for a lot of people, interacting in real life can mean interacting with people who don't respect you or don't respect your identity, your lifestyle, whatever, that sort of thing. And, you know, having friends online who do respect you and do love you for who you are is just, it's a relief, quite frankly. It's really nice to be able, it's like sinking into a hot bath of comfort and love and happiness and friendship. It's comfortable, it's not stressful or upsetting, and it's just fun. It's awesome. Basically, don't be shaming people for, like, wanting to stay inside where they're happy. I'm actually super proud of how coherent this video has turned out, actually. I made notes, that's probably why it is so coherent. But, like, you have to understand my inner feelings are a lot more, you know, that than, you know, coherent words. I'm so good at them sometimes. I amaze even myself. But yeah, basically my emotions regarding, you know, all this new friendship stuff can be summed up in, like, a gif of that gnome from Gravity Falls throwing up rainbows for like a solid minute. I'll include a link to that in the description, because if you haven't seen Gravity Falls, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but, you know, that's more than enough to convince me that I need to watch all of it. I need to stop before I start, you know, getting all high-pitched and possibly, I can't actually cry, but, you know, I'd go through the motions, I'd go through the, you know, the ugly faces and the turning red and the, yeah, just, I'll stop.